Hello, beautiful college readiness students. Welcome back from spring break. This is our first lesson. Today is Monday, April 13th, 2020, and we will be introducing our digital notebooks today. Before we continue, I want to give a reminder of online classroom expectations. Consequences for non-academic behavior will be the same. First, you get a warning. This is your warning. Second, you will receive a private check-in through email or Google Hangouts. Third, I will send a think time through Google Forms. Fourth will be a parent contact, and fifth will be a log entry. Please note that step 4, keeping you in for end of block RTI, is removed as it does not apply to our digital learning. Our agenda for today: you will share positives and negatives on Flipgrid, and you can complete an interactive notebook assignment for today. You can either do this by yourself or check in on Zoom to do the work with the class. Of course, if you have any questions, please also check in on Zoom. I want to give a reminder about positives and negatives, that we keep what we share between us and only us. You only share what you want if you want. There is no judgment and no calling out other people. Our objective for today: I can use technology to review and practice focused note-taking. I can use technology to review and practice focused note-taking. This will be for an organization grade. So I want to take you to our digital notebooks. This will be available to you through your Google Classroom assignment. Our topic is digital learning, and our essential question is, how do I use interactive notebooks online? So we left behind our interactive notebooks when we left our school. So how am I going to continue doing focused note-taking? Well, here I'm going to have us do focused note-taking through this format. Let me show you how it works. I have here paper learning versus digital learning, advantages and disadvantages. If you look at my directions, it says complete advantages and disadvantages for step 3, making connections. We're not there yet on step 3. So I'm going to just kind of review. Advantages of paper learning is that it is in a physical notebook. You can draw or write whatever you want. It is tactile or touchable, and a lot of people prefer to have their notes that way. Your disadvantages, though, is you can misplace your notebook. It can be damaged, and it's hard to edit. You might have to be doing erasing, crossing out, or tearing out pages. But let's go over the focused note-taking on a digital interactive notebook. And while we're doing this, I want you to consider the advantages and disadvantages of digital learning of the interactive notebooks. First, we will review the 5 steps of focused note-taking. If you look at my directions on the side, it tells me to describe what each step looks like. This is for step 1 of focused note-taking. Take notes. Then you will highlight important key terms for step 2, processing. So if I review, first I have take notes, then I have process notes. Step 3 is make connections. Step 4 is to summarize and or reflect. And step 5 is to apply learning. So if I'm doing the 5 steps of focused note-taking, I see there are examples here already, and there are places where you can write in your box. You need to fill out all of these, and I'm going to do one more for a hard one: make connections. So making connections is a difficult step of focused note-taking. I can see that taking notes would be something like filling in these boxes. Processing notes is going to be highlighting important key terms, circling, writing down symbols, but maybe here you can use this as a clue as to what you do in making connections. This is going to be step 3, and you will not do this today. So if I want to answer making connections, I need to consult my previous notes for focus note-taking slides, and that will take me here, which will give me the 5 steps to success. It reviews the process of focus note-taking, the 5 steps, and it gives me multiple examples. So for example, on taking notes, it tells me to write an essential question, select, paraphrase the information thoughtfully. These can go in my bullet points. Processing notes gives me examples. Connecting thinking, this is the one where I'm going to have to give an example for you guys. Asking questions about the notes, I can predict, I can practice comprehension, I can try to apply it. I also need to add original thinking. What do I already know? Maybe make connections to content outside of the course, like maybe in my science class, this reminds me of something. Or maybe it reminds me of the life that I have, or why am I even doing this? So I'm going to select one of these bullet points that I think is important in my focus note taking, and I am going to write under making connections. In addition to asking questions, I'm going to say, think about, maybe not think, write how it applies to real life. And I'm going to ask you to do that here in the digital learning advantages and disadvantages section. So don't do this. This will be done Thursday. Do this Thursday, not today. Then I need to fill out all of these for summarize and reflect. If I look here under summarize and reflect, I discuss what have I learned and how will this be useful. And then step 5 is applying the learning through different examples that are in colors here. I chose take a quiz as the example already. If you look on the next step of our focus note taking is the summary. However, that's not going to be done until we complete it for step 4. So we will come back to our introduction to digital interactive notebooks in a week, just like we would normally go through our old notebooks. Now, if you have any questions, you can come in on Zoom. Please come in on Zoom for attendance. But I want you to complete the interactive notebook assignment for today, which is just, let me clarify, complete second page, which is called Focus 5 Steps of Focus Note Taking. Focus Note Taking, 5 Steps of F&T. Remember to comment if you have any questions. Please join us for Zoom if you have any questions, and don't ever forget, we are successful.